So the group have actually escaped from the brainwashing army, all with the help of Jessica Cruz, also known as the Green Lantern, who came from another world by order of the Guardians of the Universe, who watch over worlds, and in which she actually saved them with his semblance, which it actually relates to willpower, as the Lantern Corps actually use as weapons with the rings that she carries, in which she explained how she was in charge of protecting all life amongst the universe, and she actually chasing an old enemy, but then a rift actually appeared, is what they call a multiverse, as she actually was called into the portal, and she was actually ended up into the world of Remnant, where we actually seen her actually rescue an astronaut, which means that actually is Victor, which she actually have landed on Earth preparing for a war, which Bruce actually detests that it was actually 16 years that she was preparing, meaning that he actually tells her to look around because they were actually born not long ago, or after the enemy that she was actually searching have arrived, which we actually seen how the enemy that she was actually looking for have infected the planet, which it actually has before, in which it actually only affects low creatures who actually would control the powers, but it would actually been developing and spreading all over the people, which gaining greater creatures like faunuses, humans, and even Grimm, knowingly how the situation has become dire, in which we've seen how these starfish-like masks have actually started to control the people, knowingly how that's the reason why Beacon was empty, how they actually was seeking how the enemy knows where they are, in which Blake actually say that Menagerie was too far, and that's how the creatures didn't actually get to them. However, that's how we knew how Atlas was actually too happy they were using strong semblances, but it would have been the same for either Haven, Mistral, and even Vacuo to see how those powers are actually there, which under the fact that they would not actually been spotted, but they actually saw through the vision, which Jessica actually explained how the enemy actually was controlled, which Mr. Lloyd was working with the Space Invader, which the alien controls Ironwood. So now we knew how they were actually contacted with the dust mines, but knowingly how Bruce say that the power of the Wayne's name and fortune may be a state, but even though he is a Vanis, he actually knew how things would have gone badly. So we actually knew how they will have to work together to stop this threat, which Jessica said that Diana actually haven't seen a creation just like hers. So they decided to prepare themselves for the war they're about to go into, in which they've actually decided to train even more, especially how everyone actually knew where this enemy is, in which their friends are still under the aliens' control, including Ironwood, who was actually trying to barricade himself when the brainwashed victims are actually trying to get into his office. And Ironwood have actually gave Mr. Lloyd many dust crystals as possible, in which we knew how the situation became complete dangerous, in which the others say that they're with Diana because we knew how she said that the enemy of her enemy is their friend, but they became Jessica's friends as well, which we see how they join in the battle until Arthur realizes that the creature is in the sea, in which he revealed that every victim who actually near the water was taken, in which the shape on their bodies matches the description of who he was actually talking about. In short, the victims who was actually near the water near Rev actually in Vale, which they actually think they were talking about a kraken, but it's something worse. That he was actually talking about a creature that matched the description, and there was only one villain in the DC comics that he was actually talking about, and he was actually revealed the name of Starro, the alien creature with the power of mind control. So all of these clues actually points out the people who was brainwashed, the starfish mask on their faces, and the leader that Jessica is actually searching for is none other than the alien invader Starro, the DC villain who actually controls peoples with starfish-like masks. So we knew that they were actually in for a fight. So we're going to see what's going to happen on the next chapter later on in the week. Next week. So anyway, like this video, subscribe for more, and comment what you think about the comic chapter. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and my Facebook page. Until then, this is Anime Guys right here saying signing out. Laters, and be safe.